Good day and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to Legend Knows Football TV. Today's video is all about the Chelsea squad. Where we need strength, where we need to replace, where we need to sell, where we need to loan out. It's time for Chelsea to make the move. It's time for Chelsea to start reshuffling the squad. It's time for the owners to see that we want to win trophies. So we are just going to browse through the squad and see where we need a little bit of strength, where we need a little bit of quality, and which players are not up to standard to play for Chelsea at this point in time. We're the season, we only have how many games to go? I think it's 12 games to go before the end of the season, end of the Premier League. We are still in the Champions League. We are still in the FA Cup. Maybe we can win a trophy this season, but we will see. But definitely upcoming transfer window, some changes needs to be made. If they are going to be made, hopefully it is for football and not for profits, because it seems like our team has become a stock exchange trading simulator. So guys, leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and God is good all the time, guys. Never forget that we say thank you to God for waking us up today, and for always protecting us, guys. Never forget that. Never forget that. So let's get into this video. Let's get into the squad, and let us see what we have to work with. Starting with our goalkeeping scene. I haven't seen this guy, Sherman Lowe. I haven't seen him yet in a Chelsea shirt, but I guess he's the third in the ranking list. So far, Robert Sanchez, he has really stepped up since the Club World Cup. Bozo moments to a minimal. Not a lot of bozo moments from Robert Sanchez this season. So I think going forward, maybe, like, there is still a little bit of PTSD, a little bit of trauma that me personally as a Chelsea fan, and I think most of you have, regarding Sanchez, that there is always that feeling that this guy might mess up. But he has made a lot of saves. So I think for now, Sanchez is safe. He is safe in the Chelsea squad going forward. Can we win the Premier League with Robert Sanchez? Definitely, I think. I think we can definitely win the Premier League with Robert Sanchez, because if the players in front of him, if the defenders in front of him can just focus and concentrate. Because you can see when Sanchez concedes lately, he gets very agitated. He gets very frustrated, angry at the defense for allowing simple chances to be created inside his box. I mean, he can't be in two places at the same time. Like, makes a save here, has to stand up, making a... No, that's where your defenders needs to wake up. And it is in the defense, the next slide, it is in the defense where the butchering has to occur. The butchering has to occur in our defense and the midfield, of course. But let's scroll down. So I think Sanchez is fine. Jorgensen will also be... Jorgensen as a replacement for Sanchez. This guy is also... he also has bozo moments. Maybe we should sign a second a goalkeeper that's a bit better than Jorgensen. Like that Kelleher, that I think it's Brentford that signed him from Liverpool. He would have been the perfect signing. Kelleher would have been the perfect signing for Chelsea as a backup for Robertson, because Kelleher is definitely... I remember watching him back playing for Liverpool when Alisson got injured. He made some decent saves. He's a cat. He's a cat in the box. He has his bozo moments. That's why I think he would have been a perfect backup for Sanchez, because he can also step up at times. Maybe not consistently, consistency from him when he's a first team goalkeeper, but he could have been a perfect backup for Sanchez. But let's move on to where the butchering starts. We still have Slonina. I haven't seen him yet. But let's move on to the defense, guys. Dawson, much respect to him. There was a time when I believed in Dawson. There was a time when I was in favor of Dawson being our starting centre back. But this season, I don't know what happened. It was all moving to the end of last season when we had those vital games, I think it was against Fulham, Nottingham Forest, all those latter games of the season. Those games, he really stepped up in those games when we needed him. He was the calm defender, he was the composed defender. He wasn't making a lot of mistakes. He was really performing. But this season, it's like he's just a nervous Nyali. So Dawson is my first and foremost transfer that needs to happen. Needs to go. Dawson needs to go. And by the way, he's also a little bit old. I think it's time for him to go. Him and his brother, Benoit Badiashile. It's time to move on. It's time to move on from Chelsea. It's time to move on. Badiashile, it's time, my brother. My brother, it's time for you to just pack your bags and find another club. Chelsea, move this brother on. This brother can't play with a ball close quarters. He can't handle pressure. He can't be cool, calm, collected under pressure. He can't even jump and head the ball. He is also one of those nervous Nyalis, those nervous gents, just fidgeting on the pitch. So Badiashile is one of those guys that needs to go. We need to move him along, pass him on to the next team. Let him go and do his things outside a Chelsea shirt, not inside a Chelsea shirt. Let him go. Let him go. There is no use for him anymore. The Premier League, the teams are only going to strengthen in attack, and he is going to make us more vulnerable the way he is. I do not know why guys get nervous when there's opponents around them. That's the way football is structured. Someone will put you under pressure and you need to handle that pressure. You need to stay calm. But he always panics, and his indecisiveness on the ball when in such situations is just a negative for Chelsea. So Badiashile, sell. Him and Dawson, sell. Sell them. Let them go. Let them go. Get other centre backs. Let's invest in other centre backs. We recently, next, Levi Colwell. Decent centre back. Not John Terry. Not John Terry. Let's stop with these comparisons of saying Levi Colwell is John Terry. John Terry was John Terry. Carvalho was Carvalho. Cahill was Cahill. Levi Colwell is not even on Cahill's level, let alone John Terry. Relax. Injury prone, inconsistent when he also played, indecisiveness, not on the level of Chelsea. If it was up to me, I would have sold him. Boom. I would rather take a Thiago Silva at 40 years old than any of these guys. Levi Colwell might be good. He is good. He's not, in my opinion, he is decent. decent. That's why he played for, was it Brighton, before he came back to Chelsea. That's why we loaned him out. He's that level. He's that level. He's not going to be a leader. He's decent. I don't see him. But with a good partnership, with another guy next to him, I think Levi Colwell can be the center back we need, maybe. But winning the title with these guys. But we can keep him for now. We can keep him for now. Levi Colwell can stay at Chelsea for now, in my opinion. He is fine. He just needs to get back from injury. And if he gets injured again, then we need to sell him. Then he's injury prone. Boom, get rid of him. Get rid of him. Mamadou Sarr. Mamadou Sarr. He was performing at the African Cup of Nations. Very much a leader. Very much a defender with passion. A defender that wants to put his defending showcase on when stepping on the pitch. Not leaving a stone unturned. If he can have that same passion at Chelsea, he can be a player for the future. So, for now, in a nutshell, keep Mamadou Sarr. The next line, obviously, I'm not going to say much on Reece James. He's a keeper. He's our captain. He stays, definitely. Chalobah, I read something that Chalobah might have to leave Chelsea. I read something that Chalobah might not be part of the plans again. I really do feel a little bit, sad for his part. If it is true, if the rumors are true that he is not part of Chelsea's future, not part of the plans. Because we loaned him to Crystal Palace, he came back, he kept his calm, he kept performances. He's just that type of player that doesn't care where he plays. As long if he's in a football shirt, he does give his all. But him and Levi Colwell winning the Premier League with them. Do you see, as a Chelsea fan, do you see us winning the Premier League with Trevor Chalobah and Levi Colwell? No, I don't see it. I don't see John Terry Carvalho partnership. I know it's a different era. I know we shouldn't compare and contrast, but it is. Those are the specs. Those are the blueprints that we have that have been laid down. We always will refer back to them because they showed us the way. And these guys, Chalobah also makes mistakes, unnecessary mistakes, which can cost you games. Not just cost you a foul, cost you a ball possession, but cost you a goal. So Chalobah, if the club wants to move him on, I think that's a okay decision from the club. As long as we don't go and sign another 16-year-old to play in that position, because there will be more mistakes. We need experience. Can we just sign one experienced defender? Is it possible to sign one experienced defender? So if Chalobah has to be moved on, we can move him on. But for now, it's okay to keep him. We can keep him. So far, it's only Tosin and Benoit Badiashile that we can sell them. Next, you can see it's Jorel Hato in the row. Very young defender, very athletic. He has showed us that he can shoot. He can hit the ball. He stays for the future. He stays. He can learn so much from Cucurella. Just get him under Cucurella's wing. And for him, he can even be much better than Cucurella going forward, because this guy seems to be a lot more attacking. And he also has a side of physicality to him in terms of defending. So, Jorel Hato stays. Moving on to the next. Achiempong. Loan. It's time to loan him. Loan him out. Loan him out. The game against Leeds. We saw a side of Achimpong we did not want to see, which is panicking, mistake, indecisiveness, inexperience. Very young, very raw still. Loan him out. Achimpong needs to be loaned out. Fofana in the next row. Stays. Very athletic, very physical, very passionate. He stays. Him and another experienced defender in that starting 11. Fofana with another experienced defender next to him. A quality, proven, experienced defender next to him. We can go places. I see us going places with another experienced defender next to him. And then Gasto, the backup to Rhys James. Malo Gasto. The guy has some swagger to him. Can you not see his hair? But he stays. I think he can stay at Chelsea. I think playing right back shouldn't be that difficult. You're next to the line. There's no one behind you. You can see the whole of the pitch. So Gasto stays as a backup to Rhys James. And he's attacking, his forward play is also something of positivity. He can see a pass. He can beat a player. He can help with those transitions going forward. So Gasto stays. Achimpong, it's time to be loaned. Who is next? Let's see who's next. Andre Santos, I made a video on him. I will leave a link in the description about him and the fact that he has become so much important to Chelsea. So Andre Santos stays. That's obvious. He stays. He has shown me that he is that type of player that can play for Chelsea. He stays. He is the future of Chelsea. Dario Esugo, injury prone. It's time to sell. It's time to clear the shelves. Esugo, what a player in the preseason, what a player leading up to the season. I saw John Obi Mikel in him next to Caicedo, but injuries. We cannot sit with skeleton stuff, skeleton players. It's time for Dario Esugo to move on. Next is none other than Enzo Fernandez, the fighter himself. The guy that has his off moments, but majority of the time you can see he has that passion for the badge. Definitely stays. I mean, we bought him for 100 million. Who's going to pay us 100 million again? Maybe only Real Madrid. But I've really started to see this guy on the pitch. I started to see Enzo Fernandez being the player in the midfield. Especially now that Andre Santos and Caicedo are playing in the midfield, the more defensively minded players, and him getting that chance to drift forward a bit. You can see Enzo Fernandez is also getting unlocked with this new coach, this new system, this new way that we are playing. We move on. Pedro Neto scored a hat-trick in the FA Cup against Hull City. Decent quality player. Always leaves it on the pitch. Fights. He has his moments where he also shows that the quality and the decisions that he makes are not of um, of good of progressing. He always twists and turns, and then the opposition recovers. They recover. So if he can just be more direct, like he was against Hull City, 1-2 shoot, 1-2 shoot, cross, you know. But for now, he stays. Should I even talk about Caicedo? Caicedo stays. It's done. Give him another contract. Romeo Lavia, the patient himself, he has taken over the role of Reece James. It's time to move on. It's time to move him on, pass him on. Just no need to explain. Self-explanatory in terms of his situation. He's just a patient. He's more in the hospital or with the physios than he is on with the team. So it's time to move him on. Great talent, great player in the midfield. I've seen him play, but his body is just not agreeing with the occupation that he has, the career that he has. They are conflicting. The mind says this, but the body says this. So it's time for him to just move on. Maybe the league is too physical for him. Maybe he will thrive in the Serie A or Bundesliga. But it's time for him to move on. Moving on to our attacking players. Liam Delap. He's starting to show some glimpses. Some glimpses of being that number 9 that we need. Being that number 9 that can link up play. Maybe him and Neto understand each other better. So maybe he needs to play with Neto. So the lap stays. Cole Palmer, obviously, guys, come on. Cole Palmer stays. Kittens, there is a player in there. There is a player in there that just needs to become consistent and more confident on the ball. Trouble, take a shot. Trouble, take a cross. There is a quality player in there. Kittens reminds me of Dembele. When Dembele was also at Dortmund, when Dembele was at you know, those fast-footed players, but they also have control. Being in control of the ball while, you know. So there is a player in there. Kittens can stay. He is quality. Mark Gay, move on. Pedro, João Pedro, stay, obviously. Esteban William, stay. Joga Bonito, beautiful game. They stay. And then obviously Mudryk, we don't know. The guy even still has the old shirt on. Last season shirt. They didn't even update it. Oh my days. Garnacho. We bought him. We bought Garnacho for 50 million. From Manchester United. But now it seems like the guy is not what we anticipated him to be. And selling him now, will we get our money back? Will Chelsea get the money back? But guys, Garnacho, winning the Premier League with Garnacho, I think we need to replace Garnacho. I think we need to replace Garnacho, going to the market and find another winger. There was Lookman. Lookman was there. Lookman was available from Atalanta. Lookman is shining for Atletico Madrid now. Lookman would have been the perfect signing for Chelsea. But I think Garnacho needs to be out. So just a recap. In our front line, it's Garnacho, Mark Gay, that needs to move on. Midfield, we have Romeo Lavia, Dario Esugo, injury prone guys. They need to move on. Achempong, loan him out. Let him get that experience that much needed experience. Chalobah, Badiashile, and Tosin, especially Tosin and Badiashile, I think it's time to move them on. I think it's time they find greener pastures. They say the grass is not always greener on the other side, but for them, it might be greener because like now it's not green. It's black, it's blue, it's purple. It's not grass, it's wood. They are just making mistakes. So move them on. Dawson and Badiashile needs to move on. I still think we still need to sign that goalkeeper, a decent backup goalkeeper to Robert Sanchez, because Robert Sanchez is a shot stopper. But if we can have a backup that's also decent, when he maybe defaults back to his bozo moments, we can just put that guy in and move forward. Mamadou Sarr, we saw him at the AFCON playing very well for Senegal. Chalobah, maybe he's not part of the Chelsea plans, also maybe needs to move on. So in the market, what we need is midfield, move on Dario Esugo and Lavia. And then Gay also needs to move on. Garnacho, we need to get him to the Saudis and get him. So it's defense, midfield, and attack. That's where we need to reshuffle if we want to go for the title next season. So guys, leave a like if you've made it this far. Subscribe to the channel. That has been your Chelsea squad review. And let's see what the future holds for Chelsea. But those are my thoughts. So see you in the next upload. Stay safe and God bless.